Not everyone is born with success. Not everyone starts with a life of comfort. But every single one of us is given one incredibly powerful gift: a choice. This isn't the story of some larger-than-life hero. No, this is the story of an ordinary person, just like you and me, who made the simple yet profound choice not to give up. In a small, quiet village, there lived a young boy named Arun. Life for Arun and his family was never easy. It was a constant struggle. Each day brought new challenges, and just getting by was a victory. In a world like that, dreams weren't just distant. They were a luxury, a fantasy they simply couldn't afford. While the other kids in the village went off to school without a care, Arun's day was different. He was up before the sun, working to help his family, and only when the sun set and his work was done could he finally open his books to study. His eyes were often tired, his pockets were always empty, but his heart was full of hope. He held onto that hope like a secret treasure, believing that somewhere, somehow, a better future was waiting for him. One day, filled with a sudden burst of courage, Arun declared to anyone who would listen, "I will become successful." The reaction was not what he had hoped for. Laughter echoed around him. Some people openly mocked him. "Look at your situation first," one person scoffed. Another added, "Dreams won't put food on your table." Those words weren't just sounds. They were like sharp stones thrown at him. They didn't just hit his ears. They pierced his soul. For a moment, the weight of their doubt felt heavier than all the physical work he did each day. The world he was trying so hard to build in his mind came crashing down, shattered by the cynicism of others. That very night, Arun sat all by himself, his gaze lost in the vast starry sky. Tears began to trace paths down his dusty cheeks. He wasn't crying because he was weak, not at all. He was crying because he was tired, so deeply, bone-neckingly tired, tired of the endless struggle, tired of the constant rejection, tired of being so painfully underestimated by everyone around him. He felt a profound loneliness, a feeling that he was fighting this battle completely on his own. In that moment of darkness, as he looked up at the infinite expanse above, something inside him began to shift. A tiny spark flickered within the overwhelming exhaustion. He wiped his tears away with the back of his hand and whispered into the quiet night, his voice trembling but firm. "If I stop now, if I give up here, then my life will never, ever change." A new resolve began to build inside him. "No one believes in me. So what? I will believe in myself." That was it. That was the moment he made a decision. A powerful, life-altering decision. He decided not to quit. He decided not to complain or feel sorry for himself. But He decided to fight. He would fight for his dream, for his future, for the person he knew he could become. From that day forward, his life became even more demanding. The days grew tougher, and the nights seemed to shrink, becoming shorter and shorter. He worked tirelessly during the day, pushing his body to its limits. Then he would burn the midnight oil, studying through the night, pushing his mind just as hard. It wasn't a smooth path. Failures came, and they came again and again. He failed exams. Opportunities that seemed promising slammed their doors in his face. But Arun reframed his perspective. Every single failure taught him a valuable lesson. Every time he fell, he got back up a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser. The rejections didn't break him, they fueled him. They became the very steps he climbed on his journey upward. There were moments, of course, when the weight of it all became too much. Moments when he felt like giving up, when the voices of doubt, both external and internal, grew deafeningly loud. But whenever he reached that breaking point, a quiet, persistent voice would rise from deep within him. It would say, "Pain is temporary. It will pass." Then it would remind him, "But quitting is permanent. If you quit, this is where your story ends." The voice would urge him on, "Keep going. Your future is watching you. The person you want to be is waiting for you." And so, drawing strength from that inner voice, he continued. He put one foot in front of the other, day after day, night after night. And then one day it happened. A small opportunity came his way. It wasn't a grand, life-changing event. It was just a small chance, a tiny crack of light in the wall of his struggles. It wasn't easy, and it demanded even more from him. But Arun, remembering his promise to himself, gave it everything he had. He poured all his energy, all his focus, all his accumulated knowledge into it. His unwavering dedication spoke louder than any words he could have said. His relentless discipline made all the difference. And that one small chance, seized with everything he had, became the turning point in his entire life. It was the start of a new chapter. Years later, Arun stood exactly where he had once only dreamed of standing. He had made it. The very same people who had once laughed at him, who had doubted his ambition, now looked at him with admiration and respect. But the success, the recognition, it didn't change the core of who he was. If anything, it served as a constant reminder of where he came from, of the struggles he had endured. He looked back on his journey and smiled. It wasn't a smile because life had suddenly become easy. It was a smile of deep, profound gratitude and pride. A smile that said, "I made it because I never, ever gave up." So, if you are listening to this today and you are struggling, I want you to remember Arun's story. Remember this: your current situation does not define who you are. Your past failures do not limit what you can achieve. Your past does not have control over your future. As long as you are breathing, you have another chance. You have the power to make a new choice. So believe in yourself, especially when no one else does. Work hard in silence. Let your actions be your voice. And then let your success make all the noise. Your story is not over yet. The best chapters are still waiting to be written. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires.